around as we get ourselves into the first part of the forthcoming week. Furthermore, it takes a bit longer.
Hello, you're watching Afternoon Live. I'm Martin Coxall, today at 4. Snow and ice continue to cause misery for travellers across the UK. Many passengers spent hours on trains and in cars going nowhere.
We landed in Manchester Airport about 2 o'clock yesterday, and we've been trying to get home since then, just going round in circles around M62, Rochdale.
The Army is helping people stranded in sub-zero conditions as major incidents are declared in several counties.
I'm Ben Brown. I'll be reporting live from Alnwick in Northumberland, where local people say these are the worst winter weather conditions they've seen for almost a decade.
Says life will be different when the UK leaves the EU and lays out what she calls hard facts.
We both need to face the fact that this is a negotiation, and neither of us can have exactly what we want.
A man is convicted of trying to murder a woman by running her over because she was wearing a hijab. Coming up on Afternoon Live, all the sport. Lizzie, big athletics competition underway, thankfully indoors. I know exactly, in Birmingham there, Martine. There was a personal best for Katarina Johnson-Thompson in the shot put at the World Championships. That's in the pentathlon. The Briton is now in the silver medal position after 3 events. She has the long jump and the 800 metres to come later. Lizzie, thank you very much. And Phil Avery has all the weather, some very difficult conditions, but doesn't it look pretty at times?
Well, occasionally it does, Martin. I'm desperate for a splash of colour. I bring you the beach huts from Poole, but even by the seaside there's nothing to cheer about, and inland conditions are really tricky at the moment. I'll have all the details for you in about half an hour in the studio.
Phil, look forward to it. Thank you very much. Also this hour, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle throw open the doors to Windsor Castle for their wedding. Hello, this is Afternoon Live.
Good evening. It's so good to have you here as always on Fridays. I'm very glad to see all of you, and as you know, on this day we usually start the conversation with you. It's a conversational English practice, and so that is why I ask you to provide your Skype name, and I will I will join with you through your Skype name. So I have the first one. It's Cher Louise. So I'm just calling her. Please answer, Louise, or I'm just calling you. Okay, I have no idea, but oh, alright, probably she answered. Okay, hello?
Hello?
How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. And you are supposed to ask me. Lisa, so you have to say, and how are you doing? Please.
I'm trying to understand what I heard
Okay.
a minute ago.
So yeah, I understand. So what we usually do is we start the conversation, and when we start talking, so first of all we say hi, hello, and then we ask how are you doing, and then you ask me how I am doing. So I'm doing good, thank you, and then we talk a little bit about the news. So what about your news? Anything new happened during the week which I haven't seen all of you guys? Do you have any news? Yeah. Yes, please.
I'm there for the first time. I haven't been there last week.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. But how about your news? Anything new happened to you?
No, it was simple week without any news.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Vladimir.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, what grade are you in? I mean, 11th, 10th grade?
I'm 18 years old and I'm in 11 years.
Okay, are you going to take the Russian national exam this year?
Yes.
In English?
I'm going to.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that is why we try to make these conversational English practices for you to facilitate, to help you talk with people. Okay, everybody, please provide your Skype names, because usually we talk here and we will talk. Well, but the only thing you can improve your listening skills or speaking skills if you provide your Skype name and we start talking. This is not the writing class. This is not the typing class. This is again for everybody. This is a conversational practice. We talk here. It's only for speaking. We only talk here. So provide your Skype name and you will talk with me. That's the only opportunity, the only chance on the whole website where I personally know. You will not find any other website where you can talk with a real person, with a teacher. Alright, so if you ask me about the latest news, I'm very sorry to say, but I'm sick. I'm developing temperature, and so it's a little bit difficult for me to provide a class today, but still I'm trying to do my best. Again, for everybody, join us, give us your Skype name, and we will talk. So, what I want you to do today is I want you to talk about the types of houses, because you know, when you describe pictures or when you read some text, usually you read about something, at the very least something about the houses. So the question for you, and for unfortunately I can't understand how can you just give me your Skype name. Type your Skype name. Okay. I will switch into Russian because people do not understand. К сожалению, я не понимаю, как связаться с вами через Skype. Еще раз объясняю, пожалуйста, напечатайте свое имя в Skype вот здесь, в секции чата, и я соединюсь с вами. Только имя ваше в скайпе. Вот как я сейчас делаю, сейчас I have two accounts, the second one, okay. Yeah. So I'm adding you to contacts. Ismet, I tried to explain. Okay. So now you can see that I connected with another lady. Hello.
Hello.
It's Natalia, right?
Hello.
How are you doing, Natalia?
I'm okay. What's up?
Where are you from?
I'm from I'm from Oak.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
what grade are you in?
What about
Me? I'm a teacher. I do not go to school. Sorry. It was many years when it was necessary for me to go to school. So, what's that? Say it again. All right. So as I said, today we will try and talk about the types of houses that we have. What is that? I don't understand what. Okay, Natalia, you can say it in Russian if you want to, please. Что было непонятно?
Потому что, с одной стороны, все смешивается с другой, и ты попадаешь нам делать.
Все смешивается, и что и дальше?
Попадаешь нам делать. Звук. Сейчас я отключила, там все нормально.
Ну, вот я тоже так думаю. Совершенно правильно. Okay, good, excellent. So, types of houses. Do you know what types of houses do we have? What types of houses can you think of? Because, you know, if you just go and ask any search engine, just like houses, okay, and then you will see very many different types of houses. So, do you know what are the main types of houses when you want to describe a picture? Okay?
No, I don't know.
Okay, then the question is, what type of house do you live in? What type of house do you live in? Do you live in this type of house?
Now I live in a house, maybe it's cottage.
It's a cottage? Okay, so
yes.
the English word, okay, let's see what a cottage is. The English word cottage is different from the Russian word cottage. Okay, so, yeah, you see, so this is a cottage. This is a typical. Yeah, I know. The English is not Russian. So what you mean is the Russian word. Okay. So how can we say that in English? All right. So. That is why I'm trying to talk with you, and so is it like that?
Yes, it is like that.
Okay, so how can we say that in English? Okay, you just have to go to the dictionary, and we have a couple of dictionaries here, like, for example, this one, and see. Well, I think that this will be the closest for the meaning which you want to have. Okay, let's try. Let's try then to go to English, and oh, excuse me, that's not correct. That's the Russian. All right. So is it like that?
No, it is not like that.
Why? But you see, this is a Yeah, this is a luxury. This is called a luxury villa. I understand that yours probably not that luxury, but still it's not a cottage. What?
And swimming pool. No, I have swimming pool.
Okay, I understand. All right. So, what other types of houses do you have? And so that was Lisa and Natalia. How about your house? What house do you live in?
I live in the cottage house.
In a cottage?
No, in the cottage house.
Detached house. Very good. Everybody knows what a detached house is. Everybody knows what a detached house is? Okay. So let's have a look. Detached house. Yeah. So you see, this is a detached house.
What? It's like Harry Potter's house.
Harry Potter's? I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie, and I know nothing about Harry Potter, and so that is why I don't know. Yeah, absolutely, I don't like it. I'm not interested. Well, it was in the year, I don't remember, maybe 1997, when the first book arrived here in Russia, and somebody gave it to me. And I tried, and I read the first 5 pages over and over again, and every time when I read, I just understood that I am still reading the same page, because I was not absolutely interested. I don't know why. This is just not a book for me. I have no idea. So, this is kind of a detached. This is a detached house in England. Okay. And how about the United States of America? Do they have a detached house in the USA? What do you think? Do they have? And
they have a lot of this detached houses.
Yeah, they call it in a different way. They call it a family house. Or single family house. Yeah, you will understand it. That's American single family house, as you can see it. So this is for America, single family house. Okay. All right. What other types of houses do you know? Like you said that that the first type is detached house, and that means that a single family lives in this house. But 2 families can live in one house. How do we call this house when 2 families live in one house? How do we call it? Who knows? Absolutely, semi-detached house or semi-detached, 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 whatever you call it. Semi-detached house. Okay. And that means that, if you can see, you usually have 2 doors for 2 families, 1 door and another door for the second family. You can take any house here, and you will see that you have 2 doors. So the meaning is that when you are a very rich person, then you buy a detached house. When you are not that rich, then you buy half of the detached house in a semi-detached house. Okay, good. And if for example, 3 and more families live in a house, how do we call this house? When 3 or more families live in a house, how do we call it? Do you know?
No.
Okay, so first of all, for American people, we will call it a 2-family house, 2-family house in America. They do not have it a lot, but still, you can see them. Some of these 2-family houses, multi-family houses, and right now, when we have more than 2 families in Great Britain, we call it terraced house. Terraced house. Okay. Do you know this word, terraced house? So this is a typical terraced house in Great Britain. Have you heard of that?
I saw it in Soap Operas.
So, yeah, absolutely. Or this one. This is the terraced house. How do we call it? How do we call it in America? Do you know? I think that you know. Okay, I can show it again like that. In America, we call it, and I will type it for you. Do you know that?
Townhouse?
Yeah. This is a townhouse. Do you know townhouse?
No.
Huh? Maybe you live in a townhouse, no?
No.
But have you ever heard of townhouses?
Yes.
Okay, good, excellent. Alright, so that means that when you are a very rich person, then you live in a mansion. Do you know the word mansion? That's a mansion. See? Do you know the translation of the word mansion into Russian?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so you have to know that. Mansion. Okay, so it's just like that. Alright? So, a very rich person lives in a mansion or in a palace, you know. Okay, so when you are not that rich, then you live in a detached house, then you live in a terraced house. And what type of house is called where we usually live in Russia? What kind of houses we live? How do we call it in English? So, you don't know? What is the English word? Well, in English we call it a block of flats. Block of flats. So this is a block of flats.
Yeah.
That's the British word. Do you know the American word? American word is apartment building. Apartment building. So that's the apartment building in America. Then you have the office building. Then you have the high-rise or the skyscraper. And also, sometimes, you know, we have a cabin. Cabin. It's just like a dacha. You understand?
Yeah.
Cabin. Do you have a dacha?
No, I haven't.
Okay. But if you have, so this is a cabin, wooden cabin or log cabin, log made of logs. Okay, very good. So then, in Switzerland, they have a very special house which is called chalet. Okay. This is the Switzerland in Switzerland. The house is called chalet. It's a chalet. It's what?
It's not great.
Yeah.
In snow.
Yeah. And usually it's in the mountains. Okay, so we just covered a little bit the types of houses. I will just remind you. So we have mansions, we have detached houses, we have single-family house, two-family house, and semi-detached house, terraced house, townhouse. Then also you can live in a studio. Maybe you also know studio. Okay, so I don't have, yeah, that's slightly different. Studio, I mean apartment, studio apartment. Yeah, this is a studio apartment. So usually it's one room only. In the whole apartment it's only one room, and it's called studio. The cheapest way of living. And also, you know that in Russia we have some older 5-story houses like Khrushchevka. Maybe, well, I lived in Khrushchevka for many years. So if you say it in English, in American English, it is called projects. It's not a very good word for the house, but still you will understand where, excuse me, projects, I mean houses. Yeah, that's projects. This is kind of a projects. The types of houses which are not very expensive, just like we have here in Russia. Okay. So, any questions here?
How will be banner in English?
Well, we usually call it a sauna. Sauna. You can say sauna. Sauna or sauna. Yeah. You mean the wooden cabin? This one, yeah. You see sauna, the wooden cabin. Okay. Or inside this part. Oh, okay. So, any other questions? Well, you just think about the description of your house when you want to describe your house. What would you describe? And maybe I have forgotten something to say. Okay, so another question to you is, if I ask you, please describe me the wealthiest house, the richest house, the wealthiest house. What would you say? You just start describing, and then we will click on the search button, and we will see whether your description was good or not. So the wealthiest or the richest house. And well, maybe somebody will join us. Hello. If anybody wants to join us, please provide your Skype name, and I will connect with you on Skype, and you will start the conversation. So, Lisa, please say a little bit about what do you think what kind of house is the wealthiest, the richest house?
I think the wealthiest house is penthouse. There are really big windows, and we can see skyscrapers around us, and we can see road from the really high side, and then how can I say
And what?
There are, maybe you know that these penthouses cost really
a lot of money, yeah.
A lot of money.
Okay, so let's have a look. Like you said, it's a penthouse. The wealthiest house, in your understanding, is the penthouse. Okay, let's see. So what is a penthouse? Penthouse is usually the uppest level in the apartment building. The uppest story, the top story of the building. The top level, the top floor of the building. This is called a penthouse. Okay, and Natalia, what do you think? What is the richest house?
I think the house is for only people, and I think it is one apartment. For example, we don't see panoramic windows, use a lot of expensive furniture, and I think it should be placed in place from consistency.
Okay, so what I had in mind was, let's say, for example, the house of Sultan of Brunei. It's just like a person from the Arab Emirates. I think that he's a very wealthy person. So the question to you is, how many rooms are there in this house? If it is the richest house, how many rooms should be there? What do you think? No idea at all? So if it is a very rich house, a very wealthy house, how many rooms should be there? Rooms. Should be 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 5 rooms, 100 rooms? What do you think? Okay, I don't understand why you do not talk. So, let's say the Sultan of Brunei house. Yeah, it's palace, it says, but that's alright. Sultan of Brunei house. Okay, so maybe this one. I'm not sure. Maybe this one. Sultan of Brunei. Okay, and then we'll ask how many, the description, how many rooms Sultan of Brunei house. So you see, it has very many houses description. Just let's say one of them. Let's take it doesn't say how many rooms. Well, I think that they have more than 100 rooms. I will just ask this question: how many rooms? Okay.
1,000?
Yeah, you see, 1,788 room palace. So you see.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, just think about how many people should clean this house. Okay. What do you think? How many bathrooms or toilets? How many toilets? How many toilets?
Maybe 800. No, 300.
Yeah, it doesn't say here, but let's say 17 bedroom suites. Let's say how many cars? How many cars? And how the garage for how many cars? Let's say. So it's the price is 5,000 cars, exotic sport cars, more than over 5,000 cars. So you see, this is one of the, and I think that this is not the wealthiest house. I think that the wealthiest house, the richest house, is for Bill Gates. I'm not sure. Do you know Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
So I think that his house is the most expensive. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the smallest house. So, what do you think? The smallest house in the world. Where is that? Can you think of it? Is it in Russia or... I don't know. I prepared the questions, but I do not know the answers.
It's now called...
Where?
It's now called...
I don't understand. In New Zealand?
Yeah. The House of Hobbit.
Ah, well, again, you see, this is the Lord of Rings or some other book, right?
Yes.
Well, again, I didn't read it. I'm sorry to say that, but I didn't read this book also. So, the smallest house. Yeah, well, this is, as a teacher, I know that the smallest house, this is in Great Britain. The smallest house in Great Britain. I think that the size of this house is 3 meters tall and 1.5 meters wide, and it's only one room, and it's very old. It's, let's say, from the 17th century or something. Okay, so then another thing is that when we started talking today, also we heard on the news, on the BBC, that Prince Harry and his fiancée, they are planning a wedding in their castle. Castle, you know the word castle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of a castle is for Prince Harry and... okay, let's see, let's ask. Wedding castle for Prince Harry and Meghan. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So probably this is the castle. Yeah, and in Windsor they will marry. You see, they will marry at Windsor Castle. This is the Windsor Castle. They will marry there. Okay. All right, girls. Can you think a little bit of types of houses and what we didn't cover when we talk about the description of the houses? Can you think of something else? Is it all?
No.
Did we cover? Okay. What didn't we cover? Talking about the houses. What can you add? Bungalow? Very interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the bungalow. Thank you for reminding bungalow. So bungalow, it's kind of a village cottage bungalow. All right, so this is a bungalow. Okay. So now what I want you to do, thank you so much. What I want you to do is, there was the question from the previous class, and I will switch into Russian, and I will explain that. На прошлом уроке я задавал этот вопрос, и мне ответили, и я сейчас вам отвечу. Меня спрашивали, как можно разобраться между словами pitch, field, court, course, ground, stadium и так далее. То есть вы знаете, что есть такие слова, которые имеют различное применение в английском языке и очень похожее значение, как в данном случае футбольное поле или еще какое-то другое поле. Ну вот, когда я готовился к этому уроку, я вам могу показать, что есть такая книга English Vocabulary in Use. Для вас это должно быть Intermediate или Pre-Intermediate. И вот вы видите 70-й юнит. Здесь вот полностью будет рассказываться ответ на этот вопрос, который задали. И точно так же вы найдете ответ на все остальные вопросы. So, the playing area for football, rugby, hockey and cricket is called a pitch. Это все британский английский. For tennis, volleyball, basketball, squash and badminton it's a court. For golf it's a course. And so on. И точно так же вы найдете ответы в отношении любых других слов. И сегодняшний вопрос у меня к вам. Что бы вы хотели узнать на наших занятиях, о чем бы хотели поговорить? Пожалуйста, Наташа. А экзамены уже достаточно скоро, и поэтому вам нужно как можно больше тренировать свою практику речи. Не забудьте, да? Угу, пожалуйста.
I would like to talk about modern technology, maybe about books, some texts that we are not speaking in English every day.
Okay, interesting, very interesting. All right, Lisa. Are you with us? Lisa, can you hear us?
I talked to you 2 minutes ago, 1 minute ago.
Okay, Natalia?
To be honest, I don't know maybe about what you call it, not about teaching about I don't know.
Okay.
There are a lot of the topic.
All right. So yeah, that's absolutely possible. We can talk about that. Girls, do you have any questions to me? Какие-то вопросы ко мне, пожалуйста. У вас есть возможность поговорить. Okay, if you do not have any questions, then going back to the test. Также на каждом занятии спрашивают о тестах, как их выполнять и так далее. Я не всегда беру тесты именно из ЕГЭ, потому что в ЕГЭ вы делаете сами очень много упражнений. Вот несколько уроков подряд я беру тесты из TOEFL тест. И, пожалуйста, давайте попробуем порешать и сделать эти задания. Те слова, которые вам будут непонятны, я помогу, так что не переживайте. Alright? So, Lisa, will you please read?
The oncologist studied the result of the biopsy and decided to order additional tests.
The oncologist studied the results of the biopsy, and decided. And what is the answer?
It's B.
To order. Правильно. А почему?
Решил заказать.
Но...
Решил заказать.
Вообще правильно.
Результаты биопсии и решил, провести дополнительные тесты.
Правильный ответ будет, смотрите, здесь у вас дается это на использование инфинитива или герундия после глаголов. И вы... Что? И ничего страшного, очень хорошо. И вы видите, что здесь стоит глагол decide, И после него, по правилам, которые вы учили, нужно употребить инфинитив. Поэтому decided to order, а не decided ordering, потому что после глагола decide употребляется to order. Okay, number 2, please. Yes, please. It's Natalia. It's up to you.
Consonant substance contains very
То, что канцерогенные вещества содержатся во многих предметах домашнего хозяйства, хорошо известно. И здесь это на какую тему грамматическую? Passive voice, absolutely. So are contained, very good. Okay. В следующем задании, обратите внимание, нужно, здесь есть 4 части, A, B, C и D. Нужно выделить одна неправильно. Нужно выделить, какая неправильная, и исправить ее. Lisa, that's your turn, please.
If the man had transported to the hospital sooner with clothes, he could have survived the electrocution.
Electrocution. Удар электрическим током, electrocution. Если бы мужчину перевезли в госпиталь быстрее, чем это сделали на самом деле, он мог бы выжить удар электрическим током, который он получил. So, what is the wrong part of the sentence? Какая часть неправильная? B. Почему?
Вроде как условно придаточный я не вижу ошибку у меня.
Здесь есть... Нет, здесь ошибка есть и не в этом месте.
Мне кажется, это какой-то...
Так, почему?
Потому что здесь должен быть пассивный звонок, потому что сам начинает транспортироваться, не транспортировали.
Совершенно верно, но теперь скажите правильно по-английски.
The man has been transported to the hospital sooner, etc.
Yeah, very good, excellent. Excellent. If the man had been transported, если бы мужчину транспортировали. Просто нужно быть внимательным. Okay? Next. Следующее, пожалуйста. Whose turn is it now? Just ladies, read. Читайте, пожалуйста. По очереди. Мне же вас не видно, кто по очереди следующий. Пожалуйста, читайте. Yeah, that's very correct. So, purposes, it's just like киты, которые на самом деле являются млекопитающими, потому что они дышат воздух через отверстия в своих головах. Они очень игривые и умные. Okay, good. So, number 5, next please.
Further standing needs suffered considerable damage from the wildfires of 1998, resulted from insufficient rainfall.
Флоридские леса пострадали значительный урон от пожаров в 1998 году в результате недостаточного выпадения осадков. Okay, so. Yeah, that's correct. And how can you correct this mistake?
Being resulted from.
Yeah, very good. Being resulted. But also the answers from the book. В книге даются такие ответы: which resulted или resulting, или having resulted. Hadn't resulted. Okay. Next one. Я помогу. Сторонники интернета говорят, что однажды все компьютерные программы и информация будут находиться на интернетском сервере, вместо того, чтобы в индивидуальных личных компьютерах. Многие отдельные люди боятся потерять контроль над своими документами. I'm afraid, absolutely. Very good. Я понимаю, что вам кажется очень сложным текст, но задания сами по себе не очень сложные. Alright? Мы еще три возьмем. 3, сейчас скажу, нет, 4. И на этом все сегодня. Okay? So please, next.
After having been suspended for misbehavior as a student, requested reconsideration.
После того, как студента выгнали за плохое поведение, студент попросил передумать это решение. After having been suspended, that's the correct answer. Okay, next. Почему так много людей умирает от этой болезни, неизвестно, но исследователи выучили очень много об корне, об источнике проблемы. So what is the answer? What is the answer? Yes, please. Yeah, the answer is A, and the answer is absolutely correct. Next one.
The doctors haven't been able to determine when the woman began to lose her mental capacity.
Врачи не могли определить, когда женщина начала терять свои умственные возможности. The woman began to lose her mental capacity. Okay, good. И не забудьте в 10-м одно неправильно. Пожалуйста. Результаты должны... Yeah, must have already been received. Результаты должны уже были получены экзаменационным комитетом, потому что члены, казалось, обдумывают свои решения. Okay, 11.
Mrs. Henry insisted that the result of the research be presented to the panel before the vote was held.
Before the vote was held. Мисс Хенри настаивала на том, чтобы результаты были представлены к судьям, прежде чем было проведено голосование. Right, and the last one. И последний на сегодня. Please.
Learn how to there is a great advantage of the job because she's the only person in the company with this knowledge. How's good?
No. Зная, как ремонтировать и устанавливать компьютерные сети, Мелисса имеет большое преимущество в своей работе, потому что она единственный человек в компании, у которого есть эти знания. Знание того, как ремонтировать и устанавливать компьютерные сети, дало Мелиссе большое преимущество в ее работе, потому что она единственный человек в компании с этим знанием.
А почему не
Что?
Почему не has given?
Вы сказали has given? Да? Мне плохо слышно просто. Скажите, какая буква? D, yeah, that's the correct answer. Правильный ответ D. Ага. All right. Very good. Thank you. That was a great job. Can you explain how should we describe a picture for English exam? Исмет, на предыдущих занятиях, и вы можете посмотреть на моей странице, мы много-много раз обсуждали описание картинки. Мы вернемся еще к этому, но мы по очереди повторяем, стараемся повторять весь материал, и в основном то, что просят наши посетители. На сегодня вот спрашивали по поводу типов домов, по поводу различных терминологий, типа поле в самых разных значениях, имеется в виду спортивные площадки. И спрашивали также по поводу тестов. И все ваши пожелания, которые вы делаете, пожалуйста, делайте, они все будут учтены. Не забудьте, что у меня можно написать отзыв вот здесь вот на моей странице, углубленный английский. Я вам дам сейчас ссылку. Вот здесь прямо, вот вы видите на этой же странице отзывы о моих уроках. И я с удовольствием эти отзывы посмотрю и буду делать то, что вы попросите. So this is my page. So that's it for today. На сегодня все. Thank you so much and have a very good weekend. Большое спасибо за участие и очень хорошего вам конца недели. And hopefully I will see you next Friday. Any questions, any comments, any observations, комментарии, пожелания, вопросы, пожалуйста.
Thank you a lot. It was a really cool lesson.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm very sorry again because I'm a little bit sick. Okay, if no questions, then thank you so much, and hopefully I will see you next Friday. Bye for now.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.